Hello, this is Professor Kinney, and we're looking at scaling and cropping images that are imported into Adobe InDesign CS4. First of all, images are best brought in using the import or place command that's accessed through the file menu. And if we go here, we go File, Place, and the keyboard shortcut is Command D. Find our photograph, confirm that it's the one we want, and click Open. You'll notice that as soon as we bring the image in, that we have a ghosted version of that image, just so we know what it is that's currently loaded and ready to be placed into the document. And the little paintbrush in the top left corner of the image indicates that it's a bitmapped image. Now you'll see in the grid I've already got some images down there, and as I click this one, it's actually far too large and it's the wrong aspect ratio. So I have to do a number of things. I've got to scale the image and I need to crop out non-essential detail. First of all, a very handy keyboard shortcut. If you hold down Command, Option, Shift, and you grab a corner, you can scale the image and keep the cropping data intact. So I just made that a little bit smaller. And this time I'm not going to use Command, Option, Shift. We're going to explore the relationship between these two tools here, the Selection and the Direct Selection tool. Now the Selection tool allows us to play with the container or the frame into which the image has been embedded. And you'll notice that if I start to scale this down, that in fact it has cropped the image. Likewise, if I do this up the way, the image has been cropped. And you'll notice also that this frame into which the image is being cropped is blue. Now if I switch over to the white arrow or the Direct Selection tool and I click on that image, you will notice that there's an amber outline, brown outline all the way over here indicating the actual content. So Direct Selection tool manages content and the Selection tool manages cropping or the frame dimensions. Again, if I'm in the Direct Selection or Content tool and I scale my image down, if I hold that down for a while, I get a ghosted image. It's got a kind of milky patina to it, and then the actual image as it will be shown and printed is slightly more vivid. And I can scale that down relative to the frame, keep scaling it, and here my image is actually smaller than the frame. Hold it down again, set it up in a way that I want it. And when the size of the image and the frame are at odds with one another, so let's select the frame with the Selection tool, and I'm going to make my frame taller than it is wide, then the aspect ratio of the frame is really the inverse or the opposite of what the aspect ratio of the image is. Aspect ratio meaning the ratio of height to width values. So in this case, what I'm going to do is show you a number of advanced features that allow us to size an image automatically. And these advanced features can be found here on the toolbox, and there's a number of options. Let's move this over here. Fitting content to the frame, you will notice that there's a distortion in the image. And that's because it's trying to fill the frame both horizontally and vertically. And of course, because the two dimensions of the frame and the content are not consistent with one another, then we get stretching, in this case vertically. Command Z to undo. Fit frame proportionally scales it down until it fits the first dimension, and you'll notice in the height dimension that it hasn't automatically filled that area because it's bound by the rule of keeping the image proportional. It's filled the horizontal component, but it cannot fill the vertical component for the simple reason it needs to remain proportional. We can center content in a frame. We can actually fit the frame to the content, in which case it resizes the frame to fit our content. And just undo a few of those. And in this case, we can fill the frame both horizontally and vertically, but still keep the image proportional. So in this case, what it's done is, if I go back to my content tool, you can see that it has fitted both horizontally and vertically, so it's filled the entire vertical space, and yet it's cropping out certain data in order to maintain the proportional effects. Again, keep in mind that keyboard shortcut, which is very handy, that is Command Option Shift and then Scale. So I prepare my image, get it more or less to the size that I need it. I make sure that it's on the grid, and in this case I'm going to crop the image, and I just want to keep the head size as it is, so I'll use my content tool, and you'll notice that the content tool, as I move it, that content tool turns to a grabber hand, and it allows me to move that head around. Again, back to the selection tool in order to select the frame and expand it. And there you have an image placed, sized, and cropped in Adobe InDesign. Thank you.